Crypto Pirates Daily News, July 1, 2021. Latest news headlines. Coinbase's new stablecoin account may earn 50x the interest on traditional savings accounts. Australians are looking to follow Canada's lead on cryptocurrency funds. El Salvador's state-owned Bitcoin app to have business-to-business and consumer-to-consumer versions. Ethereum establishes a new chapter in cryptocurrency history by surpassing Bitcoin at a critical juncture. Beijing subway now accepts digital Yuan. Small hydropower plants close their doors in response to China's ban on cryptocurrency miners. The source code for the World Wide Web, NFT, is auctioned for $5.4 million. Coinbase's new stablecoin account may earn 50x the interest on traditional savings accounts. Perhaps DeFi, yet in certain ways, it resembles traditional finance. Coinbase, the cryptocurrency exchange, announced this week the launch of a crypto savings account that pays 4% interest, annual percentage yield, in exchange for the opportunity to lend out the stablecoin known as USD Coin, USDC. Coinbase announced the accounts on Wednesday, June 30, in a blog post, offering customers the chance to pre-enroll in the accounts, which provide rates 50 times higher than the national average for a typical savings account, which is about 7 basis points. Additionally, the post emphasized that Coinbase guarantees the USDC savings and credit. According to the release, by lending your USDC to Coinbase, you may earn 8 times the national average for high-yield savings accounts, which also states that the accounts are not FDIC or SIPC insured. In a nod to previous cryptocurrency interest accounts, the site cautioned that the assets may be loaned to unidentified third parties and are subject to their credit risk, which could result in the complete loss of your crypto holdings. Without regard for the stablecoin element, the savings account and loan activities point towards typical finance activities. When an institution lends more than it holds, a multiplier effect occurs, increasing the amount of, in this example, crypto in the market. It is not implausible to believe that the loan and saving features will increase users, and would-be users, familiarity and comfort with stablecoins. Though the promise of stablecoins and other offers is that blockchain and digital data and transactions may be conducted directly, without the intermediaries, traditional accounts, and associated fees associated with central banking. This is also a type of DeFi in that Coinbase is creating the accounts and connecting savers or lenders and borrowers via its own platform. According to CoinDesk, the USDC account was announced Wednesday, less than a year after the company launched a Bitcoin lending product with a ceiling of $20,000 and an interest rate of 8% on Bitcoin-backed loans. Perhaps digital currencies need to be anchored in at least some familiar structures in order for crypto fans to engage in more than speculation, and for stablecoins to be more widely embraced by institutions. Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle, the company behind USDC, told Karen Webster that there is plenty of place in this new asset class for Bitcoin, its cousins and offshoots, for volatile cryptos as well as for more stable variants, for example, stablecoins. USDC has grown at a compounded annual growth rate of more than 6,000%, he stated. There is widespread acknowledgement that stablecoins based on public blockchain infrastructures are here to stay, Allaire stated. Additionally, Allaire told Webster that there are a plethora of various forms of crypto assets that economically incentivize a variety of different behaviors. They are all capable of growth. He noted that the $300 trillion debt and equities markets are in desperate need of greater transparency. Australians are looking to follow Canada's lead on cryptocurrency funds. Australian officials have begun a consultation process regarding regulated cryptocurrency investment products. Australian authorities are examining the possibility of retail investment funds holding crypto assets, a concept that Canadian officials were among the first to embrace. ASIC published a consultation document on exchange-traded products, ETPs, and other investment vehicles that give retail investors with exposure to crypto assets. Crypto asset exchange-traded funds have garnered substantial global attention, notably with the introduction of Bitcoin-based exchange-traded funds on the Toronto Stock Exchange, it stated. While the ASIC acknowledged that such products are in demand in Australia, it expressed concern about the genuine danger of harm to consumers and markets if these products are not produced and run appropriately. Among other things, the paper stated that a critical issue for regulators is whether crypto-based investments can meet the requirements for conventional funds, including whether crypto assets are suitable as underlying portfolio assets, whether they can be priced reliably, and how they should be classified under existing rules. The study also addressed custody, risk management, and disclosure issues, stating that crypto investment funds have new and unique characteristics and dangers that issuers and industry firms must handle. Numerous similar issues are already being considered by Canadian and US agencies, the report added. Market operators and product issuers must bear in mind their existing regulatory requirements when developing, managing, and authorizing such products to ensure that investor protections are maintained, ASIC Commissioner Kathy Armour stated in a release. The consultation will close on July 27. The ASIC intends to issue its final recommendations in the third quarter of this year. El Salvador's state-owned Bitcoin app to have business-to-business and consumer-to-consumer versions. Bitcoin, BTC, is due to become legal cash in El Salvador in a matter of weeks, and the government is already putting in place the infrastructure it believes is necessary, including a much-hyped software that will serve as both a payment platform and a BTC wallet. According to elsalvador.com, the website of the newspaper El Diario de Hoy, Salvadoran Finance Minister Alejandro Zelaya said that the Chivo cryptocurrency app will really have two versions, one for enterprises and one for individual citizens. The government has already committed to promoting the app by providing early adopters $30 in BTC, although Zelaya has emphasized that the monies will not be converted to cash. Additionally, the government stated that it intends to open hundreds of Chivo brick-and-mortar locations throughout the country, which will offer crypto to fiat conversions and other adoption-related services. However, Zelaya affirmed that both versions of the new app would be available for download on September 7 and emphasized that the Chivo app ecosystem would be completely free to use and commission-free. He added that two versions of the software were required since the financial flow that the majority of individuals have as private citizens is different than the cash flow of a business. The government is believed to be collaborating on the software with the American firm Strike, which focuses on the Lightning Network. However, as stated, not everyone in El Salvador, a country with a population of 6.5 million, is as eager to embrace BTC as the government is. A petition calling for the repeal of the new BTC law is gaining momentum. It was established 2 days ago on change.org and currently has nearly 5,000 signatories. ElSalvador.com said that the petition was signed by two past presidents of the country's Central Reserve Bank, Nicolás Martínez and Oscar Cabrera. It demands for the statute to be repealed. A number of lawyers and economists, including Ricardo Castaneda, a prominent economist at the Central American Institute for Fiscal Studies, have also offered their support, the media source claimed. Meanwhile, Steve Hanker, an applied economist at Johns Hopkins University, a Bitcoin skeptic, and an outspoken critic of El Salvador's Bitcoin law, cited data from a Salvadorian Chamber of Commerce survey, claiming that 3 out of every 4 citizens will continue to use dollars exclusively, even if the government attempts to force Bitcoin down their throats. The survey questioned both business professionals and non-entrepreneurs about their BTC intentions, with only 1% of each group stating that they would use Bitcoin exclusively following the law's implementation, 21% of business people stating that they would use both USD and BTC, and a quarter of non-business professionals stating that they would mix their fiat and crypto usage. At the moment, the nation's Bitcoin user base is mostly concentrated in a small beach community in the hamlet of El Zonte, which is backed by the Bitcoin Beach project. Ethereum establishes a new chapter in cryptocurrency history by surpassing Bitcoin at a critical juncture. Bitcoin has been surpassed in a critical transaction and trading metric for the first time in the cryptocurrency's history. According to statistics acquired by crypto analytics firm Sentiment, Ethereum, Ether, surpassed Bitcoin in terms of daily active addresses following a big price increase on Tuesday. On a day when Ethereum surpassed Bitcoin for the first time in terms of daily active addresses, altcoins entered the fray, the firm added. Info. Charts data indicates that similar pattern occurred on a few occasions in April and May, albeit the dataset appears to be less complete. The increase in daily active addresses follows a 6-month low in Ethereum fees. The average Ethereum transaction fee has decreased to $2.15, the lowest level since December 2020, said Simon Peters, a market analyst at online trading platform eToro. Average costs increased to about $70 during May's crypto bull run, but have since fallen to virtually zero as the market corrected. As the network progresses towards 2.0, it is feasible that fees may continue to decline, despite the fact that the upgrade will take years to complete. However, the improvement will eventually result in faster and more affordable mining, as well as an increase in Ethereum's environmental credentials. Ethereum reached a record high in mid-May, around a month after Bitcoin reached its all-time high. Its price then plummeted from above $4,200 to below $1,800. It has since recovered above $2,100 and is currently trading at the same level as it was at the start of April. It is still over 800% higher than last year. Although Bitcoin's collapse was less dramatic than Ether's, it has yet to rebound to the same extent. The losses indicate that the world's most valuable cryptocurrency had the worst second quarter in 2021, having fallen by more than half from April's record highs. Analysts disagree on the direction in which the biggest cryptocurrencies will take next. Bitcoin has entered a significant purchase phase for the 5th time since 2012, according to one indicator. For the first time since March 2020, the Poel multiple indicator of mining profitability entered the green zone this week. Following that event, Bitcoin saw its largest market surge in history, while some believe the cycle's peak has already been reached. Beijing subway now accepts digital yuan. China continues to expand the reach of its central bank's computerized digital currency, CBDC, by introducing enhanced yuan assets for transportation providers. According to a government notification issued Wednesday, the Beijing Metro has launched an experimental run program that enables visitors to enter 24 tram lines and 4 rural rail route stations using the electronic yuan, otherwise known as ECNY. Beijing's civil legislative announced Wednesday that clients who activated the independent computerized yuan portable application through the Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC, are now able to pay with the ECNY on all of the city's metro lines. The Beijing tram system is comprised of 24 lines and 428 stations and transports about 10 million people daily. Beijing has already spearheaded 2 ECNY lottery campaigns, awarding 50 million advanced yuan to 250,000 lottery champions who had the choice of downloading and implementing the independent ECNY portable program. The proclamation noted that Beijing train travel specialist firms would continue to promote alternative uses for the computerized yuan in order to enhance the new computerized travel understanding. The announcement came only days after Suzhou, a city in East China's Jiangsu region, sent a comparable advanced yuan joining on Tuesday. Suzhou was the first city in China, according to a report by Sina Finance, to begin accepting ECNY installments for tram rides. Regardless of whether the lottery trials have concluded, consumers can continue topping off their ECNY flexible wallets to pay anywhere the ECNY is accepted. Yitongxing is another multi-purpose application that is mostly used to pay for tram tickets in Beijing, but it may also be used to make ECNY payments. To accomplish this, the client first enable the sub-wallet feature within the ECNY program, and then locate the ECNY payment option within their Yitongxing application. The Beijing test comes only a day after the Suzhou administration announced that the ECNY can also be used on the city's newest tram line. It is Beijing's most recent effort to expand the use of the country's national bank-advised cash. Recently, the ICBC equipped its 3,000 computerized teller machines in Beijing with a feature that enables them to convert ECNY to cash and vice versa. Beijing has developed into a key location for China's advanced yuan preliminary examinations, hosting a large number of ECNY incorporations and related drives. As of mid-June, Beijing had enabled the use of more than 3,000 sophisticated yuan-enabled ATMs, allowing the general public to keep and withdraw computerized cash. Beijing's local financial supervision and administration has already launched a campaign to distribute $6.2 million in electronic yuan to the city's residents. Small hydropower plants close their doors in response to China's ban on cryptocurrency miners. Since late May, when China began cracking down on crypto mining activity, there have been stories of miners selling their rigs. Following China's fast and widespread crackdown, it's unsurprising to see mining equipment and other similar products advertised on classifieds websites. However, it may come as a surprise to many that power plants are now included among the products being sold as China's anti-crypto position continues to deteriorate, the South China Morning Post reported on Tuesday. According to the article, the number of hydro plant advertisements on Xianyu, a major second-hand e-commerce website, has increased. Many of the listed small-scale power plants generate less than 50 megawatts, with some sellers offering that purchasers can secretly mine cryptocurrency if they purchase a hydroelectric station. As BTC Peers has reported, numerous provinces have taken steps to disconnect Bitcoin mining operations from the electrical grid since word of the crackdown leaked. This has resulted in the exit of a large number of miners from the market. The proprietors of these modest facilities are clearly looking to cash in before the market for cheap energy evaporates. Several large-scale mining rigs have already relocated to more cryptocurrency-friendly locales. A sizable proportion of these facilities are located in southern Sichuan province, an area blessed with abundant water resources capable of generating cheap electricity. Last Monday, the region's governor ordered the closure of 26 Bitcoin mining operations. Prices of graphics cards are also plummeting. Not only Bitcoin's hash rate and price are collapsing. According to another SCMP article, the price of graphics cards dropped significantly after Sichuan officials curtailed mining operations in the province. The prices of the aforementioned graphics cards, which were mostly used by gamers, began to skyrocket when Bitcoin miners began utilizing them heavily. Gamers were frequently left stranded and unable to obtain hardware capable of running high-definition titles due to these devices being stored for future sales or grabbed up by miners. Miners can celebrate as a result of China's increasing crackdown, as card prices have begun to fall. According to the SCMP, the Nvidia Quadro P1000 was selling for $375 on Monday morning, over $100 more than it was in early May. The source code for the World Wide Web, NFT, is auctioned for $5.4 million. The NFT was designed in 2021 by Tim Berners-Lee, an English physicist, to symbolize ownership of various digital goods dating all the way back to 1989, when he invented the World Wide Web. A blockchain-based token reflecting the original source code for the World Wide Web written by its inventor Tim Berners-Lee fetched $5.4 million at Sotheby's on Wednesday, the auction house said. The source code was sold as a non-fungible token, NFT, a type of crypto asset used to track ownership of digital assets. Berners-Lee, an English physicist, designed the NFT in 2021 to symbolize ownership of various digital goods dating all the way back to 1989, when he invented the World Wide Web. To be clear, the Internet has not been sold. What was sold was a blockchain-based ownership record for files comprising the World Wide Web's original source code. The ultimate price was $5,434,500, with more than half of the bidders being first-time Sotheby's buyers. The World Wide Web, WWW, is the Internet's navigation and information access mechanism. According to some, the NFT is significant because blockchain verifies that it is unique and was generated, or minted, by Berners-Lee himself. The symbolism, the history, and the fact that they come directly from the creator are what make them precious, and there are many individuals who collect items for just those reasons, Cassandra Hatton, Global Head of Science and Popular Culture at Sotheby's, explained. We put it up for auction in a public forum, sold it with little or no reserve, bids began at $1,000, and let the market determine its value. Numerous bidders have concurred that it is valuable. The purchase includes NFTs representing about 9,555 lines of code created between 1990 and 1991, a 30-minute animated visualization of the code, a digital poster of the code, and a digital letter written by Berners-Lee in June 2021 to reflect on his innovation. The letter begins, "Given how much people appear to value autographed versions of books, and given the availability of NFT technology, I thought it could be amusing to create an autographed copy of the original code for the first web browser." The sale is the latest in a string of initiatives by traditional auction houses to incorporate blockchain-based assets, which gained prominence in early 2021. In March, Christie's sold an NFT of a digital collage by American artist Beeple for $69.3 million, the first time a major auction house has sold an artwork that does not exist physically. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, sold his first tweet for $2.9 million in NFT form. We hope you enjoyed watching and listening to this video. Please let us know your opinion in the comments area below. If you found our content useful, please like it and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for more crypto-related contents.